Okay, so I'm going to be bringing the poison because I'm shooting for a poison run. And the crowbar because it's probably the most useful tool. It is a thrown distraction. It can break unlocked doors, or locked doors, I mean. And it is also a melee weapon. So I don't know why you wouldn't bring something like that, especially when you don't know what to expect. Probably one of the best things you can have. Okay, first things off, I always like to observe the crowd and see what is noticeably different in an elusive target. And that's usually some kind of clue. When they depopulate areas, it's probably because they are not being used. So we're going to immediately start sneaking into the attic. We're going to see what we can find. Put some guards over by this walkway. Go down there, and I see a camera flash immediately, so I feel like I'm onto something. I don't remember seeing cameras up here in professional mode. That's usually a big sign, especially when they showed you cameras. Okay. At this point, I am not really sure where I'm going. I'm pretty unfamiliar with the attic. It's been probably at least a year since I've been up here in the context of a mission. And I definitely don't remember these guards being here. So I feel like I'm pretty close. And I always like to start my experiments with the suit only, because I need to plan my whole run around that, so you might as well start from there. And if things are very difficult and you need to really experiment drastically, then a disguise might be useful. But I'm not really worried about killing or being seen as long as I contain the situation. I'm really just worried about gunfire. The second I hear gunshots, you have to pause immediately. You don't want to get cocky walking around tanking gunshots. You never know. That's the worst way to lose an elusive target, is to get gunned down when you're just experimenting. But I'm seeing more and more cameras. We notice people in the other side of that room. So now I'm thinking I want to go check that out. It looks like there's a code lock, which is a really good sign because I don't remember that being in the attic before. Oh boy, here we go. First sign of trouble, and like I said, I know that they're far enough away to where as long as they don't shoot, no one should hear what's going on. So I just quickly take them out. And now I can experiment a little bit more. First, getting in the room, checking it out. Security footage that's very nice and convenient. A little too convenient. Although I feel like they did move the other one that was upstairs, so. For anyone expecting something else, that would have been nice. So this is me testing to see if I have an opportunity to poison that there, and I do not. I'm going to get caught. So now we're going into replanning. So we've experimented a little bit and we found a potential run. At this point, I'm still thinking the guru build or the poison strat is best. So I'm brainstorming around that. At this point, I'm not really sure if poison is going to work. It definitely seems like the best bet just because of the way they presented the jar of jam. Typically with elusive targets, they can be very constrictive sometimes with the opportunities that they give you. And that jar, although it is an opportunity, might require a guard costume to get in there, which I'm not going to even try to use. I've switched over to the guru because typically when I play, this is a personal thing, but I think the suit should fit the kill that you're trying to go with. This method seems to be working pretty consistently for breaking in. bring the fire extinguisher because I want a melee weapon. Potentially an explosion for a distraction, I don't know. But that seems like a good idea. One of the nice things about this game is that the AI, is, for the most part, does the same thing at the same time. And I haven't watched any guides for any of this so far. And if you're finding objects on your path, you might as well pick them up on your way. There's not much harm in that. So now I'm starting to realize that I can knock him out immediately. And I noticed earlier that this camera looks at this guard while he's standing there, so it needs to be broken before he gets knocked out. I don't want to wait for him to move. I'm trying to push things along. And then we're going to jump into the elusive target, and this is going to be less about planning and experimenting and more about testing what we've figured out so far and working in a reliable execution strategy. So this part is basically just autopilot. I'm just running through. There are no more problems here. That camera does not need to be destroyed. As you can see, the strategy that I came across on a whim, once I found something that works, I try my best to replicate it and do it in as little time as possible. And sometimes he hears the gunshot and sometimes he doesn't. So that's something I need to take account of. Now I'm starting to shake as I realize that I need to be very careful about how this goes down. Thankfully, the target is a little bit removed from all the other guards in the area, but there are a lot of them. You will die very quickly. You need to be ready to save at a moment's notice. Or not save, but pause so that you can restart. You do not want to die, because it is too late. If you disconnect after you've already died, it will not matter. Okay, so we trank the two people that aren't the target. And we go ahead and cap him in the head. I shoot the cameras because I don't know how I'm going to escape yet at all. And checking for maybe some intel to pick up. Don't say anything. So now it's time to get out of here. So far the run is going pretty good. We're getting in the kill in less than 2 minutes. That's pretty good. And I have no idea where I am in relation to the rest of the building. So at this point something really strange happens. My internet just kind of disconnected for no reason at all. None that I can think of, at least. And because of that, I had to restart. And typically with an elusive target, you can only do it in one run, but if you're lucky like me and your internet disconnects, then you have to go back to the main menu and start over. Okay, track the two on targets.
The money has been wired to your account.
I missed the headshot. I'm going to check just one more time for any intel. Nothing. So at this point, it's time to go. And I still don't know if any of this escaping is going to work. I remember him being in the way. I think he's the one that saw me. And instead of waiting for him to move, I decide that I'm going to shoot and use this opportunity, which does end up paying off. Let that guy walk past. At this point, I'm not taking any chances. I don't want to be seen at all. I think this might be one of the more convenient exits. Although I didn't get here at a good time. All the guards are looking at the door, so I need to get behind them first. And then at this point, it's looking pretty good.